Okay, so question number 5. What is the oxidation for Rb2SO3, so rubidium sulfate? So I think they mean oxidation states. I'm just going to write oxidation states. And we have rubidium, and we have SO3. So first, let's look at rubidium. So if we go to the periodic table, we can find rubidium in group 1A. So rubidium is in group 1A. So therefore, its oxidation number is equal to +1. And for oxygen, there is a rule that states that the oxidation number of oxygen is typically -2. The only exception is if it is involved in a peroxide. So then if it was a peroxide, oxygen would have the oxidation state of -1. But since it is not, then it has an oxidation state of -2. So I'm assuming we need to find the oxidation state of sulfur. So first, let's look at our two oxidation states that are given. We know that for rubidium, it has an oxidation state of +1. So when we have 2 atoms of rubidium, 2 times +1 is equal to +2. So this whole thing gives off a +2 charge. And in the case of the oxygen, it has an oxidation state of -2, but we have 3 atoms of oxygen. So overall, it's -6. So if we look at our compound, we'll see that it is a neutral compound. So that means sulfur needs to be an oxidation state that is able to neutralize the -6 plus 2, so -4. So therefore, sulfur needs to have an oxidation state of +4. Okay, so again, I'll just write down the oxidation states down here. Rubidium has a +1 oxidation state because it's in group A. Oxygen is not in its peroxide form, so its oxidation state is -2. And then we calculated the oxidation state of sulfur to be +4. So another way we can do this is if we analyze the sulfur atom, which has the formula SO3 2-. Another rule for oxidation states is that the sum of these oxidation states equals to the charge of the ion. So since this ion has a charge of -2, and again we know that the oxygen would be -2 times 3, which is -6, and we need an overall -2 charge, then this is another way that we can find the oxidation state of sulfur to be positive 4. Okay, so let's see what the junior tutor said. Oxidation refers to the loss of electrons of an element during a reaction resulting to an increase in the oxidation state. To determine the oxidation state, see the rules below per element. The oxidation state of rubidium is +1. Rubidium is an alkali metal, and it belongs to the first group elements. So the rule is that alkali metals always have an oxidation state of +1. Step 2, the oxidation state of oxygen is -2. Oxygen needs 2 electrons to follow the octet rule. So it's -2 in most compounds except in peroxides where its oxidation state is -1. And then note that the sum of the oxidation numbers for all atoms in a neutral compound is equal to 0. We will use this to get the oxidation state of sulfur. So they plugged all the values, well, they made an expression to find oxidation state of sulfur, and they showed that it needed to be +4. Okay, so this solution is correct.